Hi, my name is Danielle Farrow, and I am the lady completing this research into the transition into motherhood. So, thank you for taking the time to come onto the site and have a little look at this information. I just wanted to create a video just to show you the person behind the research and to tell you a little bit about the project and about how the project will go ahead and how the information is going to be used. So a little bit about me. I'm 31 and I recently had my first baby. I say recently, is 17 months old now. So I had my baby in February 2018, and becoming a mother was such a transformational experience for me, and there was really amazing times, but there was also really difficult times. I'm actually completing my master's in psychology at the moment, and so with that kind of mindset going into motherhood, I became really interested in what happens for us as women as we become mothers. So for me, kind of growing into that role brought up a lot of stuff for me in terms of my identity, in terms of how I felt as a mother and who I was as a person. So as it came to the time to kind of start thinking about what I wanted to do for my dissertation, I started to look into the research behind motherhood, and there seems to be lots of research that focuses on specific areas, but there isn't really very many research that just or research that's been completed that focuses on what it's like for the average woman to become a mother. And that was something really interesting, considering, this happens every single day, and obviously this experience is such a big life-changing experience and so important, that I just found it shocking that there wasn't that much research there for us as mothers. So I am really excited to kind of embark on this process, and I would be really happy to hear from anybody who is interested in getting involved. What it actually physically will involve, if you do decide to take part, is you and I will meet up, over a coffee or a cup of tea, and we will have a bit of a chat. So we're going to be conducting an interview. Now that sounds a bit scary, but actually it is just about you and I sitting down together and having a talk about what it was like for you to become a mother. It says this information in the documents, but anything that is included in the interview, it's completely, at your pace, in your control and in your power. Obviously, discussing these things can feel quite sensitive sometimes. So you have the right to refuse any question that you don't want to answer, and you don't have to explain why. And just so you know, I'm not going to be asking, anything that's going to, really be delving deep or really putting you on the spot. It is about just asking some questions that will help you to express what your experience was. But as I said, if there is anything that you don't want to answer, you're allowed to refuse a question. You're allowed to stop the interview at any time, again, without asking why. And you're also allowed to ask, if you don't understand or you're not sure about something. So yeah, I really hope that, if you do come on board, I will do everything in my power to make you feel really safe and really comfortable as we go through that interview process. And as a mother myself, I do understand, how tough it can be to talk about some of this stuff sometimes. So you will be 100% supported and 100% safe with me. So from there, the interview is recorded, and I know that can be a bit scary sometimes because we don't like to really, hear our voice on recordings and things. But the only reason that it is recorded is that so I can then take that away and kind of get underneath what was said and make some findings from that. So how the process kind of works, it's looking at unearthing anything that's common across interviews, because I am going to be doing about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of these interviews. And what's interesting to me as a psychologist is looking at what is common for mothers across the board, and also what might be different as well. So it's looking for anything interesting, and obviously the only way I can do that is by going back and reviewing it. But by all means, you won't be the only one that's been recorded. My voice will be on there as well. But if you do have any questions about the recording side of things, please do let me know. The interviews will then be transcribed, so I will type them up. And I will do that obviously with confidentiality in mind. So at all times, your name is anonymised. Anybody else who you mention, so your children's names, your partner's names, even if you talk about a company or a place, that will all be changed and anonymised so that you can remain completely anonymous and it'll be completely confidential. The only people that will actually see or review the recordings and the transcripts are myself and my tutor for the purposes of my dissertation, and everything in the meantime will be kept securely under lock and key, so that's completely private and confidential. So that is kind of it in a nutshell. I am really passionate about this project and about hopefully starting a body of work that can really help to support mothers within their transition, because as I said, it is, it's an amazing thing, but it's a really difficult thing at the same time. And for me, part of this journey for me is hopefully producing a piece of work that can support women who become mothers in the future. So yeah, if you do have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email address is on the website, and also perhaps give me a call. I'll pop my number on there as well if you've got any questions at all. Yeah, and I really look forward to speaking to you and hopefully working with you soon. Okay, thank you very much.